Hello everyone, and welcome back to my personal channel, where we remember that the rich and powerful are to blame. Today, we're talking about how they took your Dodge Hemi V8 Charger from you. Dodge, for anyone who doesn't know, is a car maker that used to be based out of America, but is now owned by Stellantis, headquartered out of Amsterdam. Despite the fact that this is now nominally a European car company, they recently unveiled their newest Chargers, and in the course of the 10-minute ad, they made themselves seem more conspiratorial than your grandpa who only watches Fox News. Seriously, the language used in this advertisement is wild. Let's just watch a few parts of it together. It opens with a silhouette of the CEO and then graphics from a C-list sci-fi movie with time travel before we are introduced to the Dodge brothers. The Dodge brothers obviously founded Dodge, and after the CEO of Dodge ditches his cool guy shades, the brothers ask about the car he was driving, and the current CEO takes a moment to encourage them to keep making cars and then says this.
But right now, we're under attack. Your legacy is under attack. We need your help, spiritually, of course, to fight the system, not to comply, but to compete.
This is what I'm talking about with the conspiracy stuff, and he doubles down on it immediately.
But most people think electric cars are supposed to save the planet. Electric cars are supposed to be green and politically correct. So this thing must be super efficient and environmentally friendly, right? I don't know.
Bragging that your car is bad for the environment is certainly a muscle car marketing tactic, I guess. But strangely and hilarious for me, is we immediately launch back into the tirade about them and what they took from you.
They told us we couldn't sell Hemis, but they never told us that we had to be boring and slow. So we took the rules, found the gray areas, and used them. Used them against them to build a muscle car. To build a Dodge muscle car and slide it under the wire that the regulators threw down in front of us like spike strips on the highway.
To be clear, other brands are still selling V8s because they also sell other cars that are electric or hybrid and offset those V8s. The reason Dodge has to give up on the V8 is because they insisted on it for so long. But watch out, because they are out to get you. Also, I know I'm supposed to be talking about the message, but also these effects are so fucked up. What is going on with this face? Also, the writing in this ad, the humor, it's like really bad SNL jokes from a decade ago.
It will make the rule makers, the suits, and the lawyers wish they hadn't had a kale smoothie for lunch when they launched this thing.
What's a kale smoothie?
I don't really know, but you don't want one.
Kale smoothies? Come on. Also, in case you were worried these cars would be quiet when annoying people from your neighborhood inevitably bought them, think again.
Is our Fratsonic chambered exhaust system. It screams as loud as today's supercharged V8s.
That's right. They strapped speakers to fake metal exhaust to make your quiet car loud. Just like a toy car for the kid who wants to be just like his dad. Also, yes, it's literally called Fratsonic, like the name a drunk college student would give to their rented house. Finally, we get back to the history of Dodge. I mean, if you're gonna drag the Dodge brothers over 100 years into the future, the least you can do is talk about the history.
They don't know that there actually were electric cars before gas cars, and don't know that you guys dedicated your lives to coming up with something better than battery electric vehicles over 100 years ago. So you've got to be wondering why we've come full circle.
However, this feels like revisionism. My understanding is that the Dodge brothers' initial cars primarily competed with the Model T, which was not an electric-powered car. Finally, after all the conspiracies and all the historical rewriting about how they took away your engines, we get this reveal.
That was the scream of the most power-dense internal combustion engine Dodge has ever installed in a muscle car. In 2025, the all-new Charger will also be available as a six-pack with the twin-turbo Hurricane.
Yep, an engine, 6-cylinder instead of 8. Guess they didn't take on 6 cylinders yet. The entire ad is just absolute nonsense that is tempting to market against some vague they who just doesn't exist in order to appeal to some of the worst people. The last time car makers were this conspiratorial in public, we ended up with Hitler putting the portrait of one of them on his wall. So yeah, I'm a little worried about this ad, but mostly I'm worried about the people it appeals to. Anyways, Dodge is deranged, and so is this ad.